Recording now. Okay. Go ahead.
I would like to wish your permissions of a series of creation in an interview that will take about 10 minutes or more than 10 minutes. I would sincerely appreciate your help with these projects. I am at the early stage of research to develop a product to match with people's needs and wants. First of all, I would like to ask about what is important to you to better understand what parents need or want to buy for their children. My role here is just to listen to your answers to gather data for my future projects. My hope is that this is a comfortable interview and isn't too serious. If you feel uncomfortable answering a question, please feel free to skip it, and none of the questions have a right or wrong answers. Would you mind if I record the conversation to review later? Later? Yeah, I think you know. You will help me. Yeah. Fred, could you please tell me a little bit about your personal and professional background? Please don't be serious and don't worry about your question too much.
Okay, all right. Let's see here. Personal and professional background. My dad was from North Korea. My mom was from South Korea. I grew up in America. I went to school there, and I left for Hawaii when I was like about 24 years old. Then I went to Korea. I taught a lot. I opened a few schools, and I own a school here in Thailand, as well as another company called Infinite Consulting. And then I also have a foundation called the Agency Foundation.
And I want to ask, do you have like a kid, and how old are he or she?
How old is he? Okay. My son is now 18 months and 12 days old. Yes. Oh, we're freezing a little bit. Okay. All right. I got you back. Testing 1, 2. 1, 2.
So cute.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, so next, So next, yeah. So now I'm going to ask about like bio, and for the first question is, what's that a typical day look like for your kid?
Okay, typical day for my kid is wake up around 7:30, and then we walk outside for about an hour or so, right? 30 minutes to an hour. And then breakfast is ready. After that, he eats breakfast and watches little Einsteins for a bit, then walks around, plays a little bit, takes a nap around anywhere from like 11 to like 2 o'clock or so, right? Wakes up around the afternoon, usually plays outside a bit with grandma, hangs out, blocks, toys, books, depending on whoever comes over, right? Sometimes the teacher comes at 9 a.m., which is a little bit early, but it's cool because I guess we have a school, right? By around 6 or 7, he eats dinner with usually the ladies, right? And they feed him or teach him how to feed himself. And then after that, it's usually like movie time or TV time, and we're just all chilling around the TV, right? And sometimes I read books to him during that time, right? And he goes to bed like around anywhere between like 9 and 11. Yeah.
And how much time do your kids spend at home?
Corona! Right now, I would say because of COVID-19, my kid spends all day at home.
Wow, active.
You're welcome.
Do you send any snack? Do you give any snack to your kids, like to your kid, but not to school because it's just 12 months?
Yeah, he's 18 months and 12 days. And the snacks that we give him right now are like salmon and puree, bananas, apples, oranges, orange juice, rice, chicken satay, pork satay, that kind of thing.
And are your kids allergic to anything?
Wow, thankfully, nothing really, right? Like in the beginning, he had a bunch of rashes for like a good year or so. And we weren't sure what it was, but it was normal, I guess, with Korean kids. But nowadays, I would say we haven't found anything yet that he's allergic to, thankfully. Right?
Mm, okay, I think it's great because is I think I interviewed like other like two person got some allergies,
Oh,
and
really? Oh, cool.
the first one that I interviewed is yeah, the first one that I interviewed is just like my cousin that have a kid, like
Mm,
and yeah, and she says she assumed that kid has an allergy, but
yeah.
she don't want that kid to like to to shake it because I think it's so young to shake it. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
where early
So
life is a lot of adjustments, and so who knows?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, for next is brand. Is what's your child favorite brand or of snacks?
Oh, natural. No, he doesn't really have a brand of snacks that he likes yet. Like we feed him a lot of stuff, but we try to avoid junk food as much as possible. He does really like the sweet things. He said he seems to
Mm.
like the pastries that we give him a lot, right? So all the baked goods from all of the individual baked.
Mm.
Uh,
And why do you buy? Oh, I think this pen is not okay. Does this? I think so. You will
Let me
choose
help you.
like healthy band to your kid, right?
Yeah, I guess I'll help you out. It's where I would say that the ideal brand for my kid, right? Ideal brand for my kid would be it's really healthy, right? And it doesn't have anything that is processed or takes a lot of chemicals to make, right? It's something that is if you eat a lot of it, it's not too bad for you.
Mm.
Um, the ideal brand is like not too fancy. It's wholesome. It's clean. There's not too many chemicals, like I said. It's that it's good value for the price, right? Good value
Mm-hmm.
for, and um, like all the little gimmicks and promotions, like toys and things like that. I'm not really interested in any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Things that I said before. Those are the things that are most interesting to me as a parent.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
yeah, and what the last band of snack you bought for your kids?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think it was the kind that was like the healthy snacks of puree stuff. Yeah. I'm not really sure what it is. Well, let me check.
Oh, yeah.
Brand baby food puree. Okay. It was peachy. Yeah, this was the
Oh,
yeah, yeah. I
oh,
would say
I find
yeah.
I think I see it on like supermarket.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my wife found it. She's really good at finding stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's yeah, they're all like healthy, good, nutritious things where it's all based on certain things that your baby needs, right? And like whenever we take our baby into the doctor always has recommendations on what he should be eating. Yeah.
Mm,
That's on like a periodic table of elements, right? Needs more
mm-hmm,
iron, sodium, more potassium, that kind of
mm-hmm.
thing. Yep. Mhm. Yes. Yeah, those would be the things that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what are your nutrition and health goal for your children?
Hmm. Let me see. I could best explain that with one of my cousins on Facebook, actually. Let's see. So my cousin is a father to like a 10-year-old athlete, right? This athlete, he plays football, he plays soccer, he surfs, he snowboards, he does like all of this stuff all the time. And like it's where when they go to eat hamburgers, right? He puts more lettuce on his burger because he knows that he needs the nutrition from the lettuce. And so like to answer your question, it's that the goals would be that he has a very good understanding of nutrition by the time he's making his own food choices, right? And that's around maybe 5, 6, 7 years old, where that kid, he wants to be a strong athlete, so he eats what he thinks his body needs, and that would be the goal for my kid.
Mm. And what step are you taking for your kid to achieve this goal?
The steps would be that it's proactive discussion with mom and grandma, right? With help from the doctor. I'm always really positive about the way that I discuss things with them. I never act like I'm blaming them for like not knowing enough about nutrition, right? I just like show them clearly and be like, okay, well, he could be taller, if we do these things. It's also too where we have a budget for all of the different types of nutrition that he does need. And one of the basics is I tell the ladies, let's just try to get every color, right? And if we get all the different kinds of colors of foods, then at least we might be doing something right, as the natural colors, right?
Yeah. And how much do cost affects achieving your healthy purchasing goal?
It's definitely about 50% more expensive, right? Like it's sad, like she grew up on like bananas and rice and some pork and stuff, and like it's where those are the staples in many diets here. But it's that even that peachy thing that I showed you was like about 70 baht, right? 70 baht for one of those. When like one meal for an adult is cheaper than that here. So like it's at least 50% more to like make sure he has all the nutrition. Buying the milk from like the King's Garden and King's cows and stuff is a little bit more expensive stuff too. But like it is difficult to QC some things here.
Yes, I know.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah, and for the next question is, what is the most fluctuation part of your kid daily nutrition and snack consumption?
Saturation. Are you talking about like macros? Where it's like you're breaking down between like protein.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Protein, carbohydrates. Its macros are generally split up into 3 categories, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carbohydrates. Still a teacher in an interview. I'm sorry. Okay. Protein, carbohydrates, and then it's also fat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it fat? It's fat, right? Because vegetables can be carbohydrates as well. Fiber is another category, I suppose. Sugars, those are in the category of carbs. For my kid, I would say if we cut the fiber category, and we're only using these 3, man, it's like 20%, and I'm trying to get this up to like 30%. And 10 to 15, right? Yeah, 10 to 20 maybe. Okay, 10 to 20 for that. And then this is the most right now. Like 50 to 60%. They like eating them rice, right? And that would be the rest. Okay?
Okay. And what regular activity your kid finds stressful? I think the kid is too young.
What's the question number 1?
Yeah, I just asked question number 1 already, but for the second, I think your kid is just young for like answer these questions.
Yeah. With number 1, it's gonna be getting him to swallow protein. That's pretty frustrating for me. Okay, getting him to swallow protein, chew and swallow meat. Yes. Regular activity, does he find stressful? What does he find stressful? What is the word I'm looking for? It's separation anxiety.
Oh.
Yeah. He's really attached to us now, right? And so whenever we separate, that's one thing that he finds stressful.
Do you worry about whether the ingredient in snack may be harmful to your children?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. That's important. He's a little guy. He needs need to take care of that stuff.
Are processed food a concern and a factor in your buying decision for snack and food?
Absolutely. I answered that before.
Okay. And for the personality is, would you please explain your kid daily eating routine and behavior?
Okay, it's about 3 meals a day, and that's like rice, meat, and some kind of vegetable, right? Snacks 2 times a day, and then 3 to 4 bottles of milk a day. Yes. He likes the milk. We're supposed to be moving away from it, but sometimes he doesn't eat all the time, unfortunately. He likes the bottle when he goes to sleep.
And what kind of flavor or taste are the most asked for or sought after by your children?
Probably like umami and sweet.
Mm,
Yeah, those two. Yeah, umami and sweet.
yeah. And do your kids ask for any specific band?
No, he doesn't know how to talk yet.
Yeah. And do your kids like generally eat the same brand?
Yep, that's because we control it like that, I think, right now.
Okay. I think I will, yeah. For the motivations, I will for this. What drive you to provide a healthy and balanced diet for your kids?
You are what you eat, right?
You are what you eat. Wow,
That's it.
that's great.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
And what do you value and hope for the health of your kid in the future?
That they're way healthier than me when they're my age.
Okay, for the technology, what kind of devices do you find like food and snack for your children?
None really. I would say research online and then shopping at what's available at the grocery market.
And what's your preferred search engine?
Google, because it's the best.
Google. Yeah, all people say Google.
Yeah. They have a good.
And do you have like the preferred method of communication?
I think my preferred method of communication is probably text or talking. Yeah.
And what app do you use, if any, to research ingredient and manufacture? I think Google.
Yeah, just Google and like I guess another one that's like a food journal that gives me an idea of calories and stuff. But I'm not
Food journal?
Yeah, it's called it's from Under Armour. It's like My Fitness Pal. Yeah, and it will give you the breakdown of like the macros and fat and carbohydrates and whatnot for what you need. But I don't use it all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to be asked about job to be done.
Okay.
So I think regular eating, you answer it. And go, you answer it. Specific. Okay. For the situation, I think I will ask you.
Okay.
Because how do you know and want your kids eating healthy snack?
How do I know they're eating healthy snacks? Because I'm watching right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
No,
because he's so young, so you can like control it.
Yeah. No, not all the time. It's where just kind of control what's in the house, right? Yes. And it's like if you have healthy food at home, then they're gonna be eating healthier.
And do you have like any moment that your kid like need to have like a healthy snack when they eat? And yeah, please tell me about the moment that when they eat the like the peachy.
Yeah. Okay. Like when he's eating a banana, which I consider to be a very healthy treat for electrolytes and potassium and whatnot, it's where he always grabs it and he's really excited to get it, and he likes it because it's one of his most favorite things to eat. He's been eating it for all of his life, actually. Grandma used to mash it up and mix it up with rice and then just feed it to him. Nowadays he's eating it by himself, or we break off pieces for him and then give it to him.
And like he trying to, I think, can he like kind of do a jelly?
Can he
Does
eat jelly?
yeah.
Yes, we haven't fed him too much candy, but I'm sure he could eat that if he wanted to. He's chewing these days, and he's got a lot of teeth, so it works.
Okay. And why do you think healthy snacks are important for your kid?
I think healthy snacks are important because in a generation before me, there are lots of people who used to eat when they're stressed out, right? And then processed foods became really popular and available everywhere, right? And like that stuff is again very hard for your body to process. And so like the importance of a healthy snack is where you feel like you need something because you're hungry and your body needs a certain nutrition, right? Certain type of nutrient or element or something, you know? And that's, I think, is a great way to be eating snacks. Because I'm a teacher, I'll give you an example. It's where like, if you're sweating a lot and you're having lots of cramps and you feel tired, that means that you're low on electrolytes and water, you know? So your snack there should be drinking water, orange juice, and like some fruit or even like a meaty snack like beef jerky, right? And then you'll start to feel better. And so that's the importance of a healthy snack.
And how could like healthy snack will help with the challenge that you have it or your goal? Like with your goal?
For me or my kid or anyone in general, it's that healthy snacks promote the way that your brain works. If you have a good diet, it's that you sleep well and sleep better, right? And if you have those two things going, that means you're growing and you're learning well. And I think that's good for anybody.
And can you also think of it impact on other aspects?
Let me see here. Skin, right? Skin health is very connected to what you eat. Stress management to a degree, right? Third one would be how tall you can get, right? Or how big you can get, how strong you can get, right? Like your knack or capacity or capability.
And what would happen if your kid like don't have a healthy snack?
You
Like
become short and weak. Short and weak, right? Short and weak. And that would be sad, I think. Yes. It's a tough world to grow up in, and then we have to have like at least something in our favor to help us out. You know, it's already pretty hard to survive in this world.
And for the motivation, I think with time I asked it is about the drink, right?
Yep.
The type that you can usually drinks, snack.
Yep, peachy puree, grocery market, and I told you.
And where do you usually buy that product?
Over at the grocery market. Yeah, I think that's the best place, right? Like a Top Supermarket or Gourmet Market, those kinds of supermarkets.
Which criteria do you use when you choose the product and shop for your kids?
Main criteria would be price, how healthy and clean it is, the content of processed food, and whether or not my baby needs it at the time.
And have you faced any challenge with your kid? Like any of the challenge of like healthy snack for your kids?
Luckily, he likes most of the healthy stuff we've given him, right? Yeah, the only other extended challenge would be like, it's where everybody has a little bit of a different opinion on what a healthy diet is, right? Because everybody's body is different, right? And so dealing with that and negotiating and like navigating through like, and to get like a common knowledge base in the family, I would say was a little bit of a challenge, but that's okay.
And like for the barrier, I think the price that you mentioned it and
price and
right?
Freshness.
Fresh, fry and fresh. And how what about the price right now is so expensive, right?
All baby stuff tends to be really expensive. Yeah, the milk, the treats, the healthy foods. It's a lot cheaper and sometimes better to cook a lot of this stuff at home, right? And like
Mm,
for him as opposed to like buying.
and can you tell us about your opinion of improving about the healthy snack products? Like, what do you want about the price or about the ingredient in the snacks? Yeah.
I would say, I'd say like a very, very reasonably priced, freshly cooked meal prep service. That would be probably one of the most things that would improve this kind of thing. It's where in the States there's something like this, and they cook it in the kitchen and then they deliver
Mm,
it to you, right? And
mhm.
it's a lot of ways that Thai food is delivered, you know. But it would be nice if it was like this for babies. I'm sure there's something like this. I just haven't found it, or it's probably too expensive, you know. But if I could get something like this for, let's say, less than 50 baht a meal, right? And
50
then
baht.
yeah, less than 50 baht, and then I just have to take the plastic off, and then start feeding him, right? And then throw it away.
Mm,
That would be like very micro and convenient. Mhm. Yes, but I
mm,
guess there's something like it, but like it does have to be food like this, right? Like this
mhm,
right here, in my opinion. You know,
mm,
yeah, everything's prepackaged. Everything must,
okay.
and it will go bad very quickly. You know, right? Like after two
Mm-hmm,
or three, you can't really eat that anymore.
mm-hmm. Mm.
There
And
are.
I think for the gains,
Well,
I will like, yeah, just eat,
it's okay.
just
No, I don't drink Jack.
almost like finish, like, yeah. And for the gain, I think I will tell you like two questions. And
Okay.
please tell me how you start looking for the healthy food to solve like eating behaviors for your kids, or when you're starting to feed him.
Mhm. Let's see. I read some books. I did some research. I looked at Pinterest. I bought some stuff to try. My wife bought some stuff to try, and then we tried it, right? And
Oh,
then we followed up with the doctor.
so you try first and then like feed to them.
No, well, when I say try, it's like buy one, and then
Oh,
let him.
by one.
Yeah, buy one.
Um,
I guess samples would be good. I don't know, but I don't really like trusting random samples too, though. You know.
and what kind like this of this solution did your kid try?
It was the PG product. That was actually a pretty good one. Right?
Peachy
Like,
product.
he
Oh.
he started eating it right away in the spoon or like sucking like this. It's just the issue we got is that when he squeezes it too hard, it goes everywhere. So like, well, I guess one thing to improve it would be like if you could stop it from spilling if you squeeze it too much, right? That would be nice.
Mm. And yeah, it's almost done.
Okay, no
Just
problem. It's okay. That makes
for
me.
the rescue, it just what are you looking for when you are talking about healthy snack and earth positive?
What are you looking for when you're looking for healthy snacks and they're positive? I would say no processed ingredients, fresh ingredients, organic and healthy. For earth positive, it would be that they get their ingredients in like a nice and safe way, right? And so that would be in a way that is honorable to workers, pays fairly, good conditions, inspection is very good. Then the way they handle their waste is, I guess, good for the environment. But these are important, but not that important.
And what are the key benefits that will make you choose the specific healthy snack over competitors?
It's similar to the stuff that I said before, where it would be ingredients, price, and freshness. Yeah.
Yeah. For the bypass, I think.
No,
Are
let's
there
do it.
any? Yeah. Are there any other alternative to help your kid fulfill, like to help you fulfill your kids' snack?
Alternatives other than teaching him at home. I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, help you fulfill alternatives. I guess the meal prep thing would be a good answer to this question. You know,
Mhm.
the meal prep thing would be a good answer. Yeah, anything else would be a weird answer.
Mhm. What will happen if we just skip or ignore healthy snack?
It's on multiple things, right? Like you could get decaying tooth problems. He could be short. He could get a disease. He could get ulcers or too much acid. He could get anemia. God, there's so many things, right? A lot of things.
For the reconfigures is if you can decide your kid's snack, that will help your kid to get like high protein, less chemical, and how it will be look like.
Like a banana.
Like banana? That's one?
Yeah, honestly, like a banana is very easy to eat, right? Like it's super easy to eat.
If it changed to be like a jelly, kind of the jelly, or kind of like a drink, that
Yeah,
easy
taste it. Fine.
is
Yeah, I'm okay
okay.
with protein. Yeah, I like smoothies. Yeah, smoothies, protein shakes, jellies. I'm down to try. Right, I'll be okay. It's where if it's easy to eat, man, right, it would be really good for kids. You know, if the processed factor outweighs the protein chewing factor, you know, then it would be a viable alternative for sure.
Mhm. And what could be the impact of finding healthy snack for your kid?
The opposite of everything else I said before, you know, but like it's where the kid is an athlete, you know, it's where he's an athlete and a nutritionist before he's like 10 years old in a sense, right? And like, I know that's a high hope, but it would be cool if he said, I want to run faster so I know what to eat.
Wow. Okay. Is the last topic is what is good about healthy snack or food for your kid?
Okay. What is good? I'll give you a nice round answer because we're wrapping it up here. What is good about healthy snacks or foods for your kids? It will enable them to reach their dreams, hopefully in an easier way. In addition to everything I said before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what bad about product or price?
What's bad about products or prices? It's where a product lies about the ingredients to make it taste better, to sell it more, right? I think that would be very dishonest. Yes, it's where, I don't know, most of the time when I look at products, I will see the ingredients and like it's pretty rib right and raw and proper. But other times when it's like a randomly made ingredient by some person in their kitchen, you know, I have no idea what's in it really.
And what will you be struggling with?
What will I be struggling with? I think like processed foods that will make him like one of those kids on South Park that he's playing video games and getting fat while he's eating. And like, you know, my 13-year-old kid is this little round pudgy kid, you know, and like he's a gamer and he doesn't do anything. He's all lazy. I think that would be the biggest thing that would be my fear for the future as far as struggling. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for your interview today.
Yes. All right.
Yeah,
Definitely.
finish it.
Stop share. Stop.